For those unaware, LEGO has officially announced a new Smart Brick system, and more specifically, Smart Brick LEGO Star Wars sets. The Smart Brick system is composed of three parts: Smart Bricks, Smart Tags, and Smart Minifigures. The bricks have accelerometers and light and sound sensors that allow them to react intelligently to kids' play. The Smart Tags are one-by-one plates that tell the Smart Bricks how to work, essentially telling the bricks that they're inside a helicopter or an A-Wing, etc. The Smart Tags are unique to each set, and so an A-Wing set will come with an A-Wing tag. If you now place that A-Wing tag near a Smart Brick, it will tell that Smart Brick that it is an A-Wing, and the Smart Brick will play noise and flashlights accordingly. The Smart Minifigures are the same. As they are placed near a Smart Brick, that Smart Brick will play sound effects, voice lines, and flashlights accordingly. The Smart Bricks, tags, and minifigures are the same size as standard minifigures, plates, and bricks, and will slot into existing LEGO sets. It sounds kinda cool, but let's take a closer look. First of all, the vehicles and starships look horrible, mostly due to the added cost of the Smart Bricks, tags, and minifigures. They are overpriced even to LEGO standards, and the builds are compromised because they need to be smaller in order to lower piece count. Star Wars is especially hit hard because LEGO Star Wars is already expensive due to licensing fees. So who are these sets for? Well, LEGO Star Wars and LEGO in general has attracted a larger young adult and adult consumer base due to nostalgia factors, among other reasons. LEGO Star Wars especially, since a lot of kids who grew up with Star Wars and LEGO Star Wars specifically are now becoming young adults and adults who can afford the sets. There's a reason the prequel and Clone Wars sets do so well. Clearly, these sets are primarily for kids rather than collectors, because collectors don't really care about the smart gimmicks. But do these make a good kids toy? In my opinion, a kids toy has to have two things to be a good toy. First, it needs to be generally affordable so that most kids can have access to it. Second, it needs to be replayable, as in there needs to be a reason a kid should go back to the toy instead of hopping on Roblox. There may be more factors I'm missing out on, but at its core, I think these are a solid foundation for a solid kids toy. For the first factor, these sets fail. LEGO is already expensive, but these sets are a new high. For example, Darth Vader's TIE Fighter is $70 USD. The Throne Room Duel and A-Wing is $160 USD. These sets are expensive, which makes them hard to justify for a kid's toy. As for replayability, LEGO has always been chosen by parents and kids alike because the possibilities with it are truly endless. You can build anything you can imagine. The Smart Bricks are not so endless, because eventually, like any other toy with lights and sounds, you will run out of responses or voice lines. So either these Smart Bricks plan on using AI, which is horrible in its own right, or they're planning on having a small number of responses. In order to truly get a proper experience out of these bricks, you'd have to buy a whole bunch of sets to get a whole bunch of tags and smart minifigures, which is insanely expensive. When I was a kid, the lights and sounds toys I had would get old, but I could sit with a bucket of LEGO for hours because I could just start over again whenever I got bored. You can't do that once you've played with a toy long enough to memorize all the lines and lights. It just isn't fun anymore. So I ask again, who are these sets for? The collectors aren't going to care about the gimmicks, and the sets are clearly compromised. They don't look as good as prior iterations. Furthermore, these sets don't really come with new minifigures, but even if they did, the minifigures have huge markings on the back to indicate that they are smart figures. So collectors are obviously not going to want those. Since LEGO Star Wars in particular is purchased primarily by older audiences who obviously care, sometimes way too much, about accuracy, it's clear that the older audience is not going to pick these sets up. And kids aren't dumb. They're going to want the big boy sets, not the sets that are clearly advertised for younger kids. I never wanted Duplo, not once in my life, and my younger cousins never want the sets that have 4+ plastered on the front. These are going to be shelf warmers whether you can fathom to stop licking LEGO's boots or not. It's just fact. And also, there are a ton of manufacturers who already create lights and sounds toys, especially for Star Wars at a fraction of the cost. The reason LEGO Star Wars is still around is because of its insane collectability, general accuracy, and old and ever-growing consumer base, and because it's LEGO on top of all of that. Why is LEGO trying to bring itself down to its competitors' levels, those same competitors who have been making lights and sounds toys for Star Wars for decades? This is going to be a year where a lot of LEGO Star Wars fans save a lot of money, which is awesome for us, but not so awesome for LEGO, and they will see that in their earnings. So many cooler sets could have come out in place of these Smart Brick sets. Even the sets themselves without Smart Bricks wouldn't have been bad, assuming that LEGO justified the price by making them a bit cheaper and more accurate with better figures. But now these sets just aren't going to be bought, which is sad. I've been collecting LEGO and LEGO Star Wars my whole life. I still remember Hidden Side and LEGO Video, and other gimmicks I'm definitely forgetting now. And that's for a reason. These gimmick sets and systems rarely work out because LEGO is LEGO. It has already cemented itself as a toy legend, and now it seems like they're doing so well that they're getting bored, and they're just trying random bullshit to sell to us at a higher and higher price each year. But I'm curious on what you think, so let me know in the comments below. Do you disagree? I'd love to know why. And if you agree and enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like and subscribe.